Hello, Mr. Juan. So this is going to be your audit overview on your account. I know it's been quite a while since we last did this, but things have changed a little bit around here. So instead of just doing Google Ads audit for you, I'm going to do a holistic overall audit and see how else we can help. So like, not how else we can help, but what else goes into someone making the decision to book your service. Just nowadays, like, it's not as easy as someone Googles it and calls you. I mean, it still happens, but with more and more options available, I think the research process is a lot longer. So they'll still search Google. They'll look at your Google profile, the reviews. They'll click on your website. They'll go to your website. They'll check out your information on there really quickly. They'll click on your Instagram. They'll look at your Instagram. They'll go back to your website, and then they may call you. And so a lot of those things, whenever we look at conversions, aka when the lead happens, when the lead is captured, whether it's a phone call or a form submission, we look at, last click attribution. Meaning if it claimed from Google Ads, then we give the credit to Google Ads. If it came from SEO, then we give the credit to SEO. If it came from direct, then we give the credit direct in conversion tracking. But in reality, they could have gone to all your platforms. They could have gone to Yelp. They could have gone to Google Profile. They could have asked a friend and they sent them the social media. They looked at your social media account. They clicked on your link in the bio. They went to your website and then converted. And it looks like an SEO, Google social media conversion, Instagram. And so that's something that I've noticed more and more here over time. And the better your entire building is, your castle, your landscape, your home, your window, your door, aka your business assets that are online, the better you're gonna do. And so as it gets more competitive, this is also just a better way to break in. But we'll start with the Google Ads. So with the Google Ads, we've been running them for quite some while, I believe. So I'm just gonna go and do a quick check, right? So like, it's getting weird out here with the way they're providing the search results. So my first thing I'm going to look at is what's the comparison between this month and last month. Clicks are up, impressions are down, but barely. Your cost per clicks are down a considerable amount, $1. That's like what, 1/7. Your cost is up, so you're spending, $45 more. It's kind of the same. So it's not that different between this month and last month. Because the first thing I want to look at is there like some kind of major change that has happened that we need to adjust for? Doesn't look like it. So I'm now gonna take that off. I'm gonna apply. So now we're at in the last 30 days. So part of your questions were, let's keep the analysis. So $35 a day. What I like to do just to make it clean is make it only see what you want to see. I'm pretty sure you know, but your optimization score is real, but it's also fake. It's going to always want you to do maximize conversion. Every month it's going to tell you, you could just dismiss it and that number is going to go up. It doesn't really matter to you if you have a 10% optimization score or a 100% optimization score because you're a sole account. But just so you know, as an agency, if we don't have at least a 70% optimization score across our entire My Client Center, MCC, which is like the management for all the ads, then we lose our partner badge. But I myself, I'm like, I don't see any value in that thing. So that's just a fun fact for you. Raise budgets. Sometimes this one is nice to see because you'll see how many clicks and what the cost will be for this. So like if we click this, we can expect 3.39 more conversions. Cost per conversion up by only $1. And the weekly cost is going to be $404 more. So like it just says, and we can see this in other data, but it just says there is more to get out there. But, what are we going to... They're going to tell you that every month. There's always going to be more and then broad, right? So dynamic images, this is pretty good. I would add this because, I don't want to make sure. So, like, if you own all the pictures on your website, add dynamic images because where it can, it's going to add them in there. And that does help. It makes your ad pop out that much more. And so I would do that. Here's pricing assets. So you get these little things down here. I believe you can do starting at. So, like... if you have some that you like, right, you can do ceramic coating. Let's see if they have starting at, $25, $250, like that. you know, and you could just name them out. It's, you know, it's not going to make, this is a 1% improvement, but that 1% matters every now and then. So I would add the services you want to promote here, like that you want that extension to pop up when possible, because if it can pop up and there's 2 or 3 or 4 different advertisers that aren't doing this, it gives you a little edge, and sometimes you just need that little edge. Structured snippets, so for sure we should add this. Just making sure this is not going to your... I can't make sure. Just you already had those out. Structured snippets pretty simple. Like, what are your services? Upload customer match list. I wouldn't do this. I feel like they're just taking your data. Google's just taking your data and is gonna, you know, start collecting more information. Use business logos. So I would do this. It's probably like a... Oh. You probably already... Oh, man. That's probably why it's not done. Does it need 2? That's the question. So, like, it just makes it a little bit nicer. We add that. Descriptions, I would add descriptions. Price, I would add that. And then the rest of these, I wouldn't automatically have them created. Definitely not display on any existing. And then every now and then, you'll find something good here. Ceramic coating protection, ceramic finish. I don't know. Bid, $6.81. I don't know. So, I'm not going to do any of these. And if you ever wanted to go back, you can always come back here and hit dismiss, and it's going to open them back up. So, now that we've done that initial walkthrough, let's see the ad groups. We have just ceramic coating for now, but it looks like you were running paint correction. And I guess fun fact also, if anytime you remove a campaign, it doesn't actually go away. And that makes sense because they don't want people to be able to delete their data, because you're always going to want proof of something that happened, right? So like if we saw that there was 100 clicks, the clicks are not going to go away. You have to empty this account and get a new one, because it's like you know, it's like accounting. Like it has to be there. That's what was spent. That's how many clicks you got. It's like a receipt. And so if you want to hide that, you would put there should be something that says paused and enabled, but not removed or something like that. But no big deal. So let's see what happened in paint correction. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger or longer lengthwise, like time-wise, just to see. So paint correction, there's a mini paint correction, auto paint correction. So like these are pretty standard type keywords, which totally makes sense. And then the kind of clicks we're getting were paint correction, me, Dallas paint correction, car paint correction. So these look like spot on for what you would want. Click-through rate is really high on these, on all of these actually. Anything between 4 and 8% is good. 8% and up is like you're kind of the only one coming up, it feels like. Cost per click, so like, you know, this is a little bit higher, but I feel like that's natural, especially when it gets colder, because there's less people searching for it. Therefore, there's not as much demand. But see, like, here's one thing like I'm going to start doing now is like, so paint correction was a term, right? So if I go to Google and I look up paint correction, what kind of result do I get, right? So like, this is fine. What I'm seeing is, what is paint correction? So like, there was a update called Helpful Content Update not too long ago. And what it does is it wants to show more helpful content that's quality, we can just say. And so like, the first things you see is, yeah, you get an organic, you get the questions, right? People ask, you get more organic, you get YouTube video, right? So like, it's getting weird because in a way, doing YouTube videos is like doing search engine optimization. So like if you were to do paint correction in Dallas, paint correction in Irving, Texas, how paint correction, like if you just took what this is, what is paint correction and how does it work, and created a video and added it to YouTube, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm going to say it might pop up here, right? So like, let's say I add Houston to this. Our boy. So then, of course, you get the local, which makes sense. Back to the questions. Back to organic. Then this is part of the helpful content update, which is Quora and Reddit, like all the time. And then we get more organic, and then here's our first sponsored ad. So like that's actually kind of nuts because the point of Google Ads, like why people and especially why local businesses would want to use them, is because you get to skip the line. Like you literally pay for the placement. But this type of result is giving you, yes, it's giving you the ad, but it's basically saying don't pay attention to the ad. You click one of these websites organically. And so your best bet here, it would be the Google profile page. So let's keep going. So I'm literally going to just going to go through these. So same concept, you don't get an ad until at all. I'm going to allow it since I'm doing near me. So literally not even so Dallas paint correction. They're literally called Dallas paint correction. So here's more YouTube. Here's first organic. More questions. Here's the YouTube. Yeah, that's funny. Then you gotta stay away. Beware of Dallas paint correction. Okay. Like this is your first ad. Like that's super low. That's super down there. And these are, a lot of these are going to be the same. So let's see if we find anything. San Antonio seems a little off. Okay, so this didn't look that great, to be honest. Like all these keywords, when you actually look it up on Google, you're not really getting what you would want. And so like, doing some keyword research, like going back to the drawing board and getting different intent, right? Like maybe paint correction services. Although this paint correction service, although this is not like, apparently doesn't have a lot of. So again, at the bottom, this would be a bad keyword because like there's very low volume, and then it'd be good to go after it for SEO, but it would not be good to go after it. Google Ads wise, because there's just not that many searches, and you saw that, right? Like that's what you had as one of your keywords, and it really wasn't doing too much. Paint correction service, which has 170. Two-step paint correction. So like you can see, it's pretty low volume. So to your point, you're asking, I stopped running the paint correction ads because I was getting weak leads. I was getting like buffing in one area. So like it does look like even so, like it's just not a high volume keyword. So like there's just not a whole lot to get out of it. So, I would say you can let this go, right? Because it wasn't that promising looking at this. And so now we have this, right? So like, again, the cost per clicks, they're kind of high. But it's hard to say because like, is it because the seasonal slowdown and with less impressions, there's less clicks? And then on top of that, if you add this weird update where if you put ceramic coating as a keyword, you get like this. It's like Ecom, right? Like you get all this stuff, all these filters, things to know. That's for me. That's Search Console stuff. See, so like it's confused. It doesn't know, am I looking for something to buy for myself or do I want the service? And so like whenever you see that, like now you get this explore brand and all that. Whenever you see that, like it means it's not a good keyword anymore. And you could argue that maybe it never was. It was just when you used to put ceramic coating, it wouldn't hurt to pay a low cost per click if you're gonna every now and then get a lead from it. So look at this. This is like totally different. I think it's Ecom. So instead of ceramic coating, by itself, you would want to do a ceramic coating shop. So like this gives you a local SEO type of result, which you would want to target. So here's the ad for it. Again, it's not above the map pack, but it is here. And so like, again, I know your page is you have 119 reviews. You got photos on here, which is great. And I mean, the 119 is really going to help. Like that's why you want it. You do have your address on here. And so, and you got, looks like a bunch of listings, which is great. But, I digress. So this is like cutting edge research right here. Like, what do you get when because what you used to get is if someone puts ceramic coating car, just like I did right now, you would see an ad already. But again, now you get organic questions, more organic videos, Reddit, products. Like where it used to be 3 to 4 ads. So not the best ceramic coating to me. So like this makes more sense, right? Like, oops, you get this. So a lot of it's going to the Google profile page, like a lot. And then the one freaking ad way down there, which again, if the issue is real estate, like the real estate is gone for search ads, like there's one ad here, right? If there used to be 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom, that was 6 positions that you could potentially come up for. So like if you got to click on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th position, you got more activity. Everyone had 6 chances, right? If they were on the homepage. But if everyone's bidding for the first position, which is at the bottom, it's going to drive the cost up. So, which is it's a weird strategy from Google, because if these ads become ineffective, then why on earth would anyone want to spend their money on here? Like, for example, we manage like close to $100,000 a month in Google ads across the clients. It's actually a little bit more, but if I saw that happen, like I'm literally thinking about, like, if I'm seeing that happen across the board for most of our clients, I'm going to go to our clients and say, hey, Google ads is no longer effective. We have to move the money to Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. There's going to be more cost to create creative. It's going to take more time to make the creative, but it's going to be more effective if instead of, if a ceramic coating lead is going to cost, $500 to get, well, we can make a whole freaking video, run ads on it, and if we can get a better, like 2 customers from that versus 1 on Google, I mean, if you extrapolate that out, you're going to get, when you spend $10,000, you're going to get double the amount of ads, customers. So like, it gets kind of tricky. So this is like a really new update, but, and like, in fairness, I should also try on my phone. Because again, a lot of this is proximity based. I put ceramic coating near me. Wants to know my location. So look, sponsored ad. And it's so crazy because this is a sponsored ad for a Google profile page. And then on the phone, the placement is on top for an ad. Then you get your local map pack organic, other searched, listicles. So let's do this. Let us, oh, it looks like you started a backup in November. So let's do this. We're going to go to devices and we're going to see. So mobile phones, 121 clicks. So yeah, most of it is going to come from the mobile device, because if that's true, this makes sense. Like, let me try another one. I'll just do, I don't know, mobile detail, Houston. And again, the top result is an ad. The second result is an ad. The third result is an ad. The fourth result is an ad. Then a bunch of questions. So, like, you know what this is telling me? This is actually telling me that maybe we shouldn't be running any ads on computers. Granted, it only spent $180 of 800 of 1,000. So like what is that, 20%? Maybe a little bit less. So it wasn't gonna make a huge difference, but I mean, if $180 got you one more customer or two more customers, that makes a big deal. I'm gonna try a different industry real quick. Roofing company. So now, of course, I'm going to get the Google guaranteed. So I got 3 results there. I got 1 Google search ad on first. Then I got the local map pack, no ads there. 2 organic questions. Angie's List, more questions. Find places through photos, videos. This is freaking nuts. Better Business Bureau, Forbes. Like back then, you wouldn't get no kind of media type of thing. Hey, let's start with you. I think I used to do the work for them. Another sponsored, other search. So like, yeah. Okay, so as a suggestion, only target mobile phones, because, and it makes sense. Look at your average cost per click, $6.80. Computers are $8.20, and then tablets. I mean, you know, who's really doing tablets? You're gonna miss out on 4 clicks and 25 impressions. So that is a pointer, right? Another thing to realize is when doing research, you got to do it on the phone as well. Excuse me. From experience, does ceramic coating perform better than paint correction, or do you usually run both? Do you recommend running paint correction because they kind of go hand in hand with coating? I think so. Like, quick research here. So when we looked up paint correction, right, the broadest version of it in the United States, we had. Oh my God, that's why. Related. Oh, sorry. Broad match. Paint correction, 9,900 search volume. That is the top volume keyword, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1,000. Ceramic coating. Get 60,000, 22,000, 8,000, 8,000, 6,000, 5,000, 5,000, 4,000, 4,000, 3,000. And so like just the sheer volume is it makes the difference. And it's a little bit mixed, right? So like Turtle Wax, that's obviously someone looking for a product. Tesla ceramic coating, if you offer it for Tesla, that'll work. How to apply ceramic coating, like this is more for someone trying to do it themselves. You have some different types of ceramic coating, before and after, which is more. So what we got to do now is we want to check the intent. So we just want commercial and transactional, the ones that require money, or someone trying to look for a service, right? You still have a good amount here. So ceramic coat, ceramic coating to me, ceramic coat, ceramic coat for car, ceramic coating car, best ceramic coat. But as you can see, like these could be either or. This could be someone looking to get the service done. This could be someone who wants to do it themselves. This could be someone mid-funnel, right? Like they're not quite sure if they want to do it themselves or have someone do it for them. They're still in the research phase, but the main point is that there's way more volume for this. So in that regard, you would want to have ceramic coating be the main thing you go after. So because of the data. But now, what are you providing to your searches, right? So let's see your ad real quick. Okay, so you're sending them a ceramic coating page. I mean, these are not going to change too much. I like that you pinned the fast time and results or response for that. So it's going to the ceramic coating Dallas page. Professional ceramic call for information. Click to call. Book a test assessment. I like this. So if I click this, connect with this. So again, if we're gonna, the optimizations aren't like you do one thing and it completely changes your marketing. It's you do a little thing here, a little thing there, a little thing there, because you've gotten pretty far. I mean, I could tell with your website, with your ads, with your Google reviews, with your social media, with your Google profile, like you've done a lot. So we're making baby optimizations that are gonna go a long way. So like if you could, when you hit book a testament, it'd be better if it like either shot to the bottom so that it doesn't have to reload or load somewhere else. Because what if they still wanted to read more, right? So like if you could just shoot it down here. So you could just make an anchor text. When you click this, have it shoot down here. Another thing, if you want to get a little bit more fancier, but you got to test for mobile, it gets a little bit more harder, is you want to, you can make a pop-up come up and say, same thing. Name, number, how can additional information you'd like us to know. The benefits of installing a ceramic coating. Ceramic coating is sustainable, unlike your wash, wax, enhanced gloss. I mean, this seems like good copy. I would probably try to make this page a lot more helpful content update with the new Google update. So like, I would add maybe some before and afters. I would add a little bit more content. What is ceramic coating? FAQs. Maybe like expand on this more. Maybe add like a couple more pieces of FAQs, and just like imagine you're building the encyclopedia of ceramic coating. Like everything they would need to know, and in my opinion, give away the farm. This is how it works. This is how long it takes. This is what it usually costs. This is what it looks like before. This is what it looks like after. This is an estimation of how long it will last. Like find out every pain point that customers looking for ceramic coating would want and answer those questions on here. So like our handy SEM rush tool. So do it yourself ceramic coating. Is that an FAQ here? That's like the number one question. So I would literally add, can I do ceramic coating myself? And then answer it like a blog post. I mean, I'm not saying write like, 1,000 words, but answer it where it's an answer, but it's not just one sentence, a paragraph or two. You don't have to go too crazy. What is the best ceramic coating? Like literally, like screenshot this. What is the best ceramic coating? There are many ceramic coatings out there. Some vary in price depending on what you're looking for. We can talk about what the best options are. Here's the 4 products we carry, or here's the 1 product we carry. The reason we carry this one is because it's a good value. You have to answer, but that's a question. Is ceramic coating worth it? I think you had that. There's permanent plated ceramic. Who does ceramic coating mean? This is interesting. Who does ceramic coating mean? This is transactional. This is a good keyword. Who does, and it has like very easy chance to rank. Make a blog called "Who Does Ceramic Coating Mirror," and then just put sweet detailing. What is the best ceramic coating for cars? Should you ceramic coat a new car? That's a good one. I don't think you had that. Should you ceramic coat a new car? So like again, what you're trying to do is you're answering questions for people that have a problem, right? Because I think about it like they don't want to engage in a conversation yet. They're like, all right. Oh, like once they read that, they're like, okay, this is literally what I'm looking for. They answered the question. We're gonna, move on. And so like, this is what SEM Rush brought, but I would just add, like make it the most helpful content you can think imaginable. Okay. Going a little long here. So that's where it went. Add strength good. It's kind of not too important. Okay, so Settings. Let's see what else you had about questions. Is the budget $35 a day enough? It's never going to be enough, but it's also never going to be not enough. Like, I would pick a budget that you feel comfortable spending as long as you're getting leads from it, right? So, like, I don't know if you have Google Analytics set up, but you can set it up to where you'll be able to connect it with Google Ads, and you can see how many conversions you're getting, whether it's a form submission or a click to call, or even use a call tracking number. And then you could say, okay, in the month of December, I had 7 calls, I booked 4 of them, I made $3,000 and I spent $1,000, you win, right? Whatever that margin needs to be is kind of what makes the decision. But before you ask like what the budget is, which is a great question, by the way, figure out what that number is. Because if that number, like let's say you spend $1,000 and you make $1,000, it's good just to get your network bigger, but you're not really making any money. If you spend $1,000 and get 0, then we got to change up your campaign, or we got to put it somewhere else, or something, right? Like obviously it's not working. If you gave it enough time to with the adjustments. So like the number one thing to do there is, what is our conversion cost? It's honestly kind of difficult to set up, but I think you have like Square or Wix, and I think they integrate it for you. Like they have a one-click integration, whereas WordPress is like it's all manual. So I switched to manual, but yeah, $35 is good. I wouldn't. If you're gonna change a budget, change it like once a month. Like plan in quarters. That's gonna be my best advice. But if you're gonna change it once a month. Don't turn it on, turn it off. Because every time you change the budget, it re-optimizes and it just slows down. So that's my take on that. I switched to management. Is that still the way to go? Is there a better bidding strategy? Because the keywords there's not like a whole lot of keywords. Lost your ads here. There we go. Because there's not a whole lot of keywords and you have it set up, I don't necessarily think it's right or wrong, because you have it at $5 and it's actually spending a little bit over. There we go. So let's go to your settings. Max CPC $5 enhanced. So like that's why it goes over. So like it helps control your cost per click. I personally go with maximize clicks just because it's going to get the most clicks possible at whatever price. So if you already did that process and you feel like I'm not going to spend $12 on it, I think it's fine. I think $5 is fine, because if you look at your numbers here, you could try maximize clicks. If it hasn't worked, maybe switching that to maximize clicks will be a better result for you. So this looks good. CPC enhance, optimize for conversion. So like that's where it gets difficult. Like, do you have conversion set up like properly, or is it just whatever Google deems it is? So it says here, lead form submit, thank you page. So if someone goes to the thank you page, it's counting it as a conversion. It says it needs attention. Again, I don't know. The last one was December 13th. That sounds like it's good, enhanced conversion issue detected. So something wrong there. Call extension, you had 1 conversion, call from website, 1 conversion. So like, again, if these are set up, then perfect. If not, click to calls, local actions. These don't count towards the thing. Local action, obviously those aren't actually good. So like, if these are good, then you can leave it at maximize conversion. But I've always, I think I did do the 1-click install thing. What I would say is, we could try it. Like, just like you could change your bidding, your budget. I would change your bidding once a month. I wouldn't, or once a quarter. But like, if this one's not working for you, I would change it up. But usually I do maximize clicks, just because I just want the most data, and then once I can make adjustments, it's usually fine, especially for local service businesses, such as the one you have. Let's see what else I got. Do I have to change the ceramic coating such as headline descriptions every week, or how do I know I'm putting out are actually working? So the answer to this is: are people calling you and submitting forms? If they are not, something's off. But I would say again, it's not necessarily the headlines because every Google ad is kind of the same, right? Like it's 2 headlines for the most part and a description for the most part, and maybe an ad extension. And you're really not gonna be a differentiator with headlines because everyone has them. So like, just to go through this here, if I had to be critical, right? Yeah, like there's nothing wrong with these. I mean, like what you could do is you could take off these pins and see what it does on its own. But other than that, I mean, you're not gonna. Your location's on there. It's not gonna be an issue. Like the conversion is not happening because of the Google ads. I'm sorry, because of the headlines. Like I wouldn't say that's the problem. You can also check the combinations. If I could remember how. So like this is the one of your pinned ones. This one gets the most impressions, followed by ceramic coating Dallas, ceramic coating. So like imagine these being your 2. Like that's not what's gonna keep people away, from clicking it, in my opinion. And so I don't think that's a issue. Oh, there's the combinations. There's actually an increase in ceramic coating Dallas, decrease in ceramic coating to me, ceramic para carros, little small increase there. Poor ceramic coating, interesting. So you could add specific terms for brands. So you can do poor ceramic coating, but then it gets a little bit granular. With a phrase match or even a broad match, a phrase match, it'll still capture that. And so I wouldn't necessarily change that. Combinations. So here's literally the percentages like of what it's doing. So like it looks like a lot of these are 1 or 2%. So there's not necessarily one that is absolutely dominating. You can see here like what the percentage is, what the. So when anytime you change the asset, it's no longer gonna be there. So I think because I added the the logo, it thinks it's a new ad, which it is. But it doesn't look like any of them actually had that much. It didn't weigh one way or the other. All right. I have about 10 conversions in about 2 months. Does it start to work better after a certain amount of conversions? Do I need to or after a certain amount? So there was a time where if you got 15 conversions within 30 days, it would maximize your conversions. But I don't know. I don't know if that's still a thing with these changes. To be honest with you, our 30 conversions is the best way to go into a certain amount of conversion. Yeah, so like this is kind of what I was talking about. Because another way to look at it is like for ceramic coating, you probably won't get 30 conversions. Like you would have to spend, I think, a considerable amount more for because those leads aren't that cheap. Ceramic coating jobs cost a lot. Therefore, A, more people bid on them, but B, there's not that many people looking for them also. So like I wouldn't make 30 conversions a goal because it's pretty hard to get that in that space with that budget. So I would switch to maximize clicks if you phrase it like this. Does quality score matter when it comes to ranking and ad relevance? It does, but as long as it makes human sense, you're better off than... And with the conversions, like, do you know for a fact you were receiving them? You know what I mean? Or no? Because whenever they start doing it, whenever whenever Google counts them like on your behalf, like I've seen a lot of campaigns that they get 120 conversions a month, and they're like, I'm getting a cost per conversion of $20. And when with your campaign, it's costing me $99, and then I'll ask them like, okay, well, where are those where's those 120 conversion or whatever I said, those outrageous amount of conversion? Oh, well, like we never really got them. It's just that's what Google said. That's like I wouldn't listen to Google. I would listen to, did your phone ring, and did you get forms? Like that's what you have to count. And so. But yes, quality score does matter. If you could get those like at least a 6 or 10, 6 to 8, that's a good range. And basically, you got to keep adding, content so that it's a good match. Basically, does the keyword match the landing page, and does the headlines, descriptions, so on and so forth. But again, and this one dominated right here. And so with the enhanced, that's what's kind of weird too. Like with the enhanced manual CPC, like it's still boosting you up. The whole enhanced thing is I'm going to call it a lie. It's like saying, hey, I'll give you $5, but if it's going to cost me 15, I'm still going to spend it. So it's almost like you're just asking for 5, but it's going to give you what it thinks, which in my opinion is okay, because if it didn't have that, then you would see a lot less impressions clicks. And also because of that, your search impression share has always, if I remember correctly, it's always been decent. It's not high per se, but it is it's respectable. But yeah, so let's see what else you had. With my answers that I have, why do you think I don't get conversions? Could that be landing pages not closing the deal? I'll let you know if I get more questions. So, of course, ask me, if you have more questions, let me know. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is going to set off a whole new set of questions. But see, here's with my answers, why do you think I don't get conversions? But on this line, you said I have about 10 conversions. So, I mean, you have gotten conversions, and what is the conversion value, right? So, if out of those 10 conversions, you closed 5, that's $2,500. And you spent $1,000, so you made $1,500, so to speak, right? I don't know if you have employees or if you have to, pay for rent or whatever. I know there's expenses to running the business. Cost of services sold? I don't think that's a thing, but a version of that. And so it just depends, right? It's true. We look at it monthly. That's kind of like our human understanding of time. But I would just kind of see it overall, right? And so to answer your question, it's a couple things, which I just went over in great detail. But yes, it's the landing page. I would, again, super optimize that, go overkill with how helpful you want to be on that. I would change the click to call on that page. I would add some more testimonials here. If you could import this 119, I would make it all mobile. I would even include your social media in there. It looks like you're posting consistent. I don't know if consistent. Let me see. November 18th. But one thing that social media does that Google Ads can't do is, or even a website without adding it, is what are they getting? Who are they talking to? Who is this person that's going to come detail my car? So if someone sees this, they're like, oh, okay, they'll drive to me. They can understand that. They can see that you can do a good job cleaning the vehicles. What I would do on top of this is I would make more front-facing videos. Yes, you're cleaning the car, but now you're just like every other detailer. You don't stand out. I would make a couple videos and pin it on top and say, hey, I'm Juan with Sweets Auto Studio. We have been cleaning cars since whatever. Here's a couple B-roll of us cleaning cars. We're super happy to do it. We have over 113 reviews, and we can't wait to serve you today. So I would have one that's kind of just saying who you are and what you do. I would pick 2 other ones that are more fun, and just put I would just keep doing that. How does Sweets Auto Studio work? Easy, get client testimonials. That way, when people see you do a good job getting footage of the work, which is great, but I'm telling you, the next thing that's going to happen is people are going to start searching TikTok and Instagram for who they're going to use. So I hope I'm sorry. Look, I'm going to click this. And if it's something that the algorithm chooses to show that's not appropriate, I apologize. Okay. Oh, God. How do I pause the noise? Okay. So, on here, right? And I was doing this. I was looking for an accountant in Houston on here. That's my behavior. So, it has to be across the board, right? And then we're doing some video footage for a barbershop. And so, we're trying to get research, but you don't do that well. So, I'm going to look up like auto ceramic coating Dallas. So this Samson guy has the first two. Let's see who Samson is, right? Samson Strong DDC LLC. And guess what? He's in Dallas. And I mean, again, it's not like it's crazy, right? 379 likes, 19 saves, 4 comments. But like, if the person that's on your site finds, like, clicks your TikTok and they're like, oh, let me take a look. This just tells the story, like, with video that, oh, they can take care of my thing. And then if they see that, oh, they got a bunch of likes or something reasonable. And so I'm predicting that this is the future right here. Local SEO for everything, right? You got SEO for Google. You got SEO for TikTok. You got SEO for YouTube. So like if there was, yeah, here it is. So like, obviously some people are just going to call you, but some people are going to do more research. And the more things you check off, the better you're going to be. So that was a super long audit. I apologize, but I hope this is helpful. If you need help executing some of this stuff, just let me know. Hope you found it helpful. And if there's another round of questions, I will happily help. Thank you.